Hey friends, it's Jess again. I am bringing you along today for another super quick, easy Instant Pot recipe. We are going to be making hard-boiled eggs in the Instant Pot. I promise if you have one of these, you will never go back to using the stovetop for the hard-boiled eggs again. So the first thing we're going to do is gather our necessities, our ingredients. So I've got a cup of water. I've got the trivet that goes into the Instant Pot, baking soda, and I'm going to be using about 7 eggs. I'm making deviled eggs a little bit later on, and 7 is about all I need for what I'm gonna be doing. So to get this process started, take off your lid. You will be putting the trivet down inside. Now they do make inserts specifically for eggs. I'm not fancy enough. I don't have one of those quite yet because I get along with my trivet just fine. Then you're going to take your cup of water, pour it in. Now I just recently came across this tip and I love it. I seem to think that it does make the shells come off easier. Maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me. I don't know, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So you'll sprinkle in about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of baking soda, and then place your eggs in the Instant Pot on your trivet. Going to kind of spread these around evenly. Hopefully none of them are touching. Okay. And that's it for right now. I'm going to show you what it looks like inside, and then we'll get the lid back on and get this started. Here's what it looks like with the eggs sitting on the inside. Like I said, I don't have any of mine touching. If I had more, they probably would, but for 7 eggs, they don't really touch. So now that we have our eggs inside of the Instant Pot, the next step is put the lid on. Turn it, make sure it's locked. Turn the top knob to where it is sealing. And then we are going to set it to pressure cook. And I'm going to take this down. I use the 6-6-6 method. So we're going to pressure cook it for 6 minutes. Naturally pressure release for 6 minutes. And then 6 minutes in the ice bath. Now, if you read online or talk to other people, they may use the 5-5-5 method, which is the same thing, just 1 minute less. So 5 minutes pressurized, 5 minutes natural pressure release, and 5 minutes in the ice bath. I used to do that method, but to me the eggs just weren't done to my liking. I still had a little like jelliness inside of the yolks, and I didn't care for that. So I upped mine to 6-6-6, and so far that seems to be the trick when I'm doing my hard-boiled eggs. Now it does take about 10 minutes or so for the Instant Pot to come up to pressure. So even though it is 6 minutes of just the pressure, it's going to take at least another 10 minutes. So I'm going to leave this here, let it come up to pressure, approximately 10-15 minutes or so. And then once it does come up to pressure, it will start the clock, the timer. It'll count down 6 minutes. And then it'll beep at you to let you know, hey, 6 minutes pressure is done. I'm then just going to leave it alone, and it's going to count up 6 minutes, and that is the natural pressure release of the Instant Pot. Once that is done, we will do a quick release and then get them into the ice bath. So right now I'm just gonna let this come up to pressure, and I will go through the next process here as soon as this is done. So as you can hear, the beeper is going off. That means that the Instant Pot has already come up to pressure, and it has already pressurized the eggs for the 6 minutes. So now what we're going to wait on is the pressure inside to naturally release. So we aren't going to touch anything, just let it sit here, and right here it will count up, and whenever it counts up to 6, then we will release the rest of the pressure and move on to the next step. Okay, so as you can see, the time on the Instant Pot actually says 8 minutes. The little boy just woke up from his nap, so I had to go take care of him real quick. This is perfectly fine. So the next step that we're going to do is do a quick release to get rid of the rest of the pressure. And while it's doing that, I'm going to grab tongs and the ice bath. So now that the little stoppers went down, that tells me I'm good to take off the lid. So we're going to take off the lid, set that down, and put the eggs straight into an ice bath. And they will stay in here for 6 minutes. So 6 minutes pressure, 6 minutes natural pressure release, unless your toddler wakes up from their nap and then it turns into 8. And then 6 minutes in the ice bath. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, and we will wait 6 minutes for these to kind of cool down in the ice bath. So the eggs have been sitting in an ice water bath for 6 minutes now. So we are ready to take them out, crack them, peel them, and you will have your hard-boiled eggs. So let's get started here. So I just kind of crack it on all sides. And as you can see, the shell literally slips right off. Here. The fastest and easiest way, in my opinion, to do hard-boiled eggs. Here's number 2. In my opinion, the Instapot is so quick, easy, and efficient for hard-boiled eggs. I couldn't even tell you the last time that I did hard-boiled eggs on the stove in a regular pot. This is my go-to way for hard-boiled eggs. Last one here. And there you have it, our 7 peeled hard-boiled eggs. So here's what it looks like on the inside of the egg. As you can tell, it's done all the way through. And in my opinion, the perfect hard-boiled egg. And there you have it, perfect hard-boiled eggs, in this case made into deviled eggs. So just to recap, I use my 6-quart Instapot to make hard-boiled eggs. I use the 6-6-6 method, so 6 minutes pressurized, 6 minutes natural pressure release, and 6 minutes in the ice bath. If you found this video useful and helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, we'd love to have you around, so make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And until we see you in the next video, bye.